I am your teacher for today, Mr. Almar. Welcome to this presentation on the first two stages of cognitive development. Today, we'll explore Jean Piaget's groundbreaking theory about how children develop from birth to 7 years old, transforming from sensory explorers into imaginative thinkers. Our journey will take us through 4 key areas: the sensor-motor stage from birth to 2 years, the pre-operational stage from 2 to 7, the critical developmental milestones that mark this transformation, and most importantly, how this knowledge shapes educational practices. Jean Piaget revolutionized our understanding of child development by showing that children aren't just miniature adults, they think in fundamentally different ways. His theory reveals that cognitive development happens through distinct stages, each building upon the previous one. From birth to age 2, infants are sensory explorers. They don't just observe their world, they touch it, taste it, shake it, and drop it. This is how they learn. The most remarkable breakthrough during this stage is object permanence, the understanding that things continue to exist even when we can't see them. If you've ever played peekaboo with a baby, you've witnessed this revelation in real time. Through trial and error, infants discover that their actions produce results. They build mental frameworks called schemas, basic patterns of understanding that help them predict how the world works. By age 2, they begin using objects to represent other things, a crucial step toward symbolic thinking. Between ages 2 and 7, children enter the magical world of symbolic thinking. Language explodes, pretend play flourishes, and imagination runs wild. A cardboard box becomes a spaceship, a stick becomes a sword, and stuffed animals develop personalities and feelings. During this stage, children exhibit what Piaget called egocentrism, not selfishness, but the genuine difficulty in seeing situations from others' perspectives. They also show animism, believing that inanimate objects have feelings and intentions. While their logic isn't always adult-like, their creativity and symbolic thinking are developing rapidly. The transformation from sensory explorer to symbolic thinker involves several critical leaps. Infants progress from reflexive behaviors to intentional actions, developing self-awareness and memory. They learn to coordinate their senses with motor actions, building the foundation for all future learning. The emergence of symbolic representation through language, pretend play, and creative problem-solving marks a fundamental shift in cognitive processing. Children begin to develop theory of mind, understanding that others have different thoughts and feelings. These aren't just academic milestones, they represent profound changes in how children understand themselves and their world. Understanding these stages transforms how we approach early childhood education. For babies and toddlers in the sensor-motor stage, we need sensory-rich environments with varied textures, sounds, and interactive experiences. Simple games like peekaboo aren't just entertainment, they're building cognitive understanding. For children in the pre-operational stage, imaginative play, storytelling, and hands-on activities are essential. Rather than trying to accelerate development, we should provide experiences that match children's current cognitive abilities while gently challenging them to reach the next level. The first 7 years of life represent one of the most remarkable transformations in human development. From sensory exploration to symbolic thinking, children build the foundation for all future learning. By understanding Piaget's first 2 stages, we can create environments that nurture children's natural curiosity and support their incredible journey of cognitive growth. Remember, every child develops at their own pace, but all follow the same fundamental sequence. Our role isn't to speed up the process, but to provide the rich, supportive environment where natural development can flourish.
So there are 7 important processes of concrete operational. These are conservation, decentering, reversibility, seriation, transitivity, classification, and elimination of egocentrism. So the first important process is conservation. According to Piaget, conservation is the cognitive ability to understand that a quantity remains the same despite the changes in appearance. It develops during the age of 7 to 11 years old. So during a process, a cognitive ability ability to understand kung unsaon or giunsa pag-process ang isa ka activities. It encompasses how the child process information. So diri dapita ang paghuna-huna sa bata, kahibalo siya nga ang usa ka product kung imo pa man ibalhin or ma-change ang appearance, makahibalo siya nga ang quantity ana kanang remain the same ra kay o may gipakita sa yaha nga same ra og amount ang duha ka butang nga iyahang nakita. Like for example, number 1, pouring the same amount of water into 2 glasses. One is long and the other one is flat. So sama sa picture nga gipakita, ang kaning first image kay nay 2 cups of water with the same amount of water. So dira kay balo ang bata nga same ra na sila og amount. Well, dari sa pikas, ang usa ka cup of water kay gibalhin siya into long glass. And ari sa third picture is nakita sa bata nga na-change ang appearance. Pero despite anang na-change ang appearance, kay bawang bata nga same nga iyahang quantity is nag-remain the same kay since mauman ang una nga gipakita sa iyaha or iyahang gi-experiment. So the second one is decentering. It is the process of moving away from egocentric thinking towards more logical understanding of reality. It develops during concrete operational stage, where child learns to consider multiple aspects of a situation at once. So, already sa decentering kay ang bata ay kay bakuan siya nga kanang dili tanan is pareha og perspective. Dili tanan same o gusto. Like for example, if a child's favorite hobby is riding a bike, it would not necessarily mean that the people around themselves also preferring biking instead of walking or riding a bike. So diri dapita kay ang child kay maka-consider siya og multiple aspects sa usa ka situation nga like example kanding sa example magbike. Iyang favorite hobby ang magbike, dili pa sabot nga iyang mga friends is hilig pud og bike. And night term diri giingon sa decentering nga process of moving away from egocentric thinking kay ang kaning egocentric thinking kay selfish man siya, like masyag selfish gani, like self-centered ra siya ng iyarang kaugalingon. Dili siya kay mutan-aw, dili siya maka-identify sa feelings sa others kundi iyarang kaugalingon. So mo nang giingon diri sa decentering nga kanang moving away from egocentric thinking kay diri sa decentering kuha na ng usa ka child, maka understand man siya nga dili tanan same og gusto, same og habits. So the third one is reversibility. Reversibility is the ability to mentally undo an action and return an object to its original states. So diri kay ang child kana siya ability to mentally undo an action, like kanaging iyang thinking nga kanang kung ako i-connect adto sa conservation, kung akong ang hunahuna adto sa bata kung iya tong balik ang katong tubig adto sa original atong bang glass nga taas adto sa original shape, original niyang gisudlan, ma-identify gyapon to sa bata, adto na ma-identify sa bata nga same ra tog amount ang katong duha ka tubig, bisan pa man lain sila og appearance. Iya to na identify kay tungod iya gi-reverse ang panghitabo, like iyang gibalik ang katong kwan pa sa iyang original nga butanganan. So the next one is seriation. Seriation is the cognitive ability to logically arrange objects in specific order. So there is a seriation kay ang cognitive ability sa bata is kay balo siya mo arrange og objects from smallest to longest to smallest, like vice versa gani kay bao siya mo arrange og butang, maka-identify siya nga kani short to short, long to long. So there is a seriation kay ang bata kay she or he can arrange the object specific order. So the next one is transitivity. Transitivity refers to the ability to recognize a relationship among various things in serial order. So dili kay ang bata na siya ability to recognize the relationship between the two objects. For example, when a child told to arrange her book according to height, the child recognized that she starts with the tallest one to the shortest one. So diri kay na-recognize niya nga sa pag-arrange niya sa libro, nag-start siya sa gikan sa taas paingon sa short. So iyahang na-recognize ang different recognize niya ang relationship between sa height nga short and long. And ari po dapita kay makakuan siya nga iyang gi-arrange into serial order from long to short in serial order. So the sixth one is elimination of egocentrism. It is the ability to view things from others' perspective. So diri dapita is the ability of a child to understand that not all people or child hang same og kanang perspective, kanang feelings, kanang panghitabo. Like kanang dili gani tanan parehan itanan, kanang pareha mi og kanang opinion sa usa ka butang o sa usa ka panghitabo. So in this part kay the child's cognitive abilities kay mature enough to allow them to acknowledge multiple viewpoints, apply logic and understanding false beliefs. Maong gitawag ni siya og elimination of egocentrism kay wala ra man siya ga-focus sa iyang kaugalingon nga feelings kundi iya pud gi-consider ang lain gani, nag-consider pud siya sa lain nga dili tanan same og pagsabot viewpoints or feelings. So mao na ang point ari sa elimination of egocentrism. So the last one is classification. The ability to name and identify sets of objects according to appearance, size, and other characteristics, including the set of idea that one set of an object can include another. Like for example, naay mga toys nga nagsagol-sagol. Then akong ipapangita sa bata asa ang heart, as ilain ang shape, ilain ang heart, ilain ang stick, ug ilain ang number. Unya then didto makaiba ma-identify sa bata nga kani siya heart, nga kana siya number, is kani siya kay stick. And kaning giingon diri nga including the idea that one set of object can include to another. Like for example, maingon ko like pangita iipon tanan shorts nga objects nya iipon sa tanan long nga objects. Bisag lain pa man sila nga objects basta pareha sila, like long sila, family of long nya family of shorts. Maon na ang pasabot ara sa kanang that the set objects can include another. So overall, this stage, child began to think more logically and systematically about concrete objects and events. Kay diri sa stage 3 of Piaget cognitive of development kay more mature enough naman ang ability sa bata to think, especially if ang kanang especially if the activities kanang ipakita, especially ang mga activities kay makita nila.